If you're someone who's looking for an AI agent for your social media, then this video is for you. Hi, I'm Mudit Goenka, the founder and CEO of Autoposting.ai, and I'm so excited to show you the entire overview of our version 2. We have some incredible features that's being built. We're constantly developing new features, we're constantly adding new features for you, and we're taking every single user feedback extremely seriously. So if you require any features that we don't have and you would want us to support that, just reach out to us and give us a couple of days and we'll ensure to ship it for you, right? So as soon as you come in and sign up for the entire app, you'll see this very beautiful, clean looking interface where we have this what we call as our compose box, right? Our compose box comprises of three core things, which is our generate post ideas. If you want to generate your post ideas right away with one click, you don't want to go through all the clicks and ifs and buts, right? Here you can just write your thoughts, whatever you want, just write your thoughts, right? And then we have this incredible, amazing new feature. This is currently in beta. We made it public beta last week, and I'm truly excited to show you the capabilities of this specific feature alone, right? So let's get started. To begin with, the first thing that you do is you come up over here and create your brand name. Now we allow you to create as many brand name as you want. This helps you. This just helps you to stay organized. That's all. So once you have done that, what you're going to notice is you have the ability to add as many profiles as you want for any specific individual social media accounts. So for example, if you want to have multiple Twitter, for example, or X, you can add that. However, I would recommend you to create different brands so that you just stay organized, right? So for example, your threads, Instagram, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, all under one roof, right? So what I've done over here is I've already added our auto postings X account and our LinkedIn account at the same time. So I've just added that, right? All you gotta do is just click on the add button and that's it. Just follow through the process, login, and we use the official APIs for everything. So you can be rest assured about using the application. So once this is done, you're all set. Now, I'm going to go through some very critical features that is specialized to every single account. So one of the most incredible and underutilized feature that most people do not know about is when you repost every X number of hours, you can further increase your reach, right? So you can just auto do that, right? Just enable this and you do it like 3 times maximum per post. You can do it up to 6 times, but I recommend up to 3 times, and 24 hours interval at the very most, minimum of 8 hours. You can set up as much as you want, but a minimum of 8 hours is required before you repost. Also, at the same time, you can define your writing style. If you have a specific writing style, just paste that writing style over here. It's kind of like giving instructions to your team members, for an example. Similarly, you give a pre-instructions to an AI agent. So just write your style and you are all set. If you don't care about your styles, if you want to go with defaults, you can do that. But again, we have built the entire agent and system extremely customized. So you can go to any level of customization as you want. The same thing is something that you can do with LinkedIn as well. Just try in your writing style. There's no need for reposting over here as LinkedIn doesn't support that through API. So we have not added that. And that's honestly not required either because generally it's kind of like you don't get an extra reach when you just repost your existing post to your existing account itself. You can add your personal account as well. You can add your business account. It's completely up to you because when you click on this add button on LinkedIn specifically, you get two options, whether you want organization pages to be added or you want personal profile to be added. That's completely your choice. So just select one of them and you're done. And if you're looking for access for our YouTube, Instagram, or Threads, just reach out to us via chat and let us know that you're looking for access. They have to add you manually because we're still going through the approval processes. So every single account, meanwhile, needs to be added through the API portal, developer portal itself. So just reach out to us and we'll add your account. All you got to do is just approve and you're all set with those accounts, right? Now, once you're done with that, you're pretty much set with most of the basic things. Now, what I want to do is we're going to go next and build the knowledge base. This is where the fun begins, right? The beauty about AI agents is context. the more context you provide to an AI agent, the better content it's going to generate, or better output, I would say. This is irrespective whether you're coding, whether using it for creating contents, it doesn't matter, right? If you provide good amount of context for your AI agents, it's going to produce some spectacular results, and that's something that you will have to do, right? So set up your knowledge base. You can create as many knowledge bases as you want. So again, I would recommend you to create one knowledge base per brand. That's my personal recommendation. So what I'm going to do is I've already created this specific knowledge base for Autoposting.ai. Now here you can add as many documents as you want. It's kind of like, again, when you hire your team member, for an example, you give them all the onboarding documents, right? Your PDFs, what to do, what not to do, company guidelines. Those are the same details we require. We don't require anything extra or anything special, right? Or let's, for an example, if you don't have them, then what you're going to do is you can just head to, let's say, Claude. You can type over here, hey, create an MD file for my brand and use this website. You can just use a specific prompt specifically. All right, I'm going to just paste it, or you can just like look into this, pause the video for a moment and just quickly type it, or you can just take a screenshot and just paste it inside Claude or Codex or any matter of any platform that supports vision. If they don't support vision models, then you can just like type in very, very quickly. You don't need to do anything else and anything fancier, right? So I've already done this so that we can actually see. And once this is done, it's going to fetch all the details. Now you can further create more data points, more PDFs, more MD files, depending upon what you want. Give very clear instructions. So just create everything you want over here, fully customized to your needs. You can use Gemini as well. Again, it doesn't matter. Just make sure that you're creating your contents and you're asking the final output to be in .md file, because AI agents understands .md in the best possible manner, so which is the markdown version basically. So just do that and then just download the PDF, and all you got to do is just come back and upload the PDF. Also at the same time, go to the web sources and just paste in your URL. What we're gonna do next is we're gonna go and just scrape 25 most critical pages from your website, and we're going to start training the AI further, because again, it requires context. The better the context, the better the opportunities. So once this is done, this is just going to start creating different kinds of knowledge base. As you can see over here, it has started creating different chunks, and it's constantly trying to understand what are you doing, what is your brand about, because behind the scenes, there's a lot of learning happening. I'm going to talk about this learning, which is an incredibly powerful solution that we have built for all of you. So I'm going to go into that probably at the end of the video, so make sure that you keep on tuning in. But as you can see, inside the knowledge base, the chunks has been created, and it has started mapping. It's mapping all of the contents, like how your company operates, what is your ICP, and things like that, right? It's doing all of the work behind the scene for you. So we're just showing a visual representation of the entire knowledge graph for you. So there have been a total of 87 index chunks that have been created. Now, once that is done, you come over here and you start with generating an idea, right? So I'm going to show you an example of how to generate an idea. I'm going to click over here, and we have two different options. Option one is just creating some brand new ideas based off your platform, based off the content that you have provided in the knowledge base. Kind of like, again, I hired an experienced team member, right? Probably that marketer has about 10 years of experience. So if you give the context to that team member, he or she would be able to just start generating some brand new ideas based on what you already do, right? AI works in a very similar sort of manner. But at the same time, this is one of my favorite features, right? Now, when you select this particular feature, what it's going to do is it's going to try to look for a latest news around your industry, around the knowledge base that you have provided. Because now that I've added my website, I've uploaded my MD file, I have provided at least enough good context for my knowledge base, for my AI agents to start understanding what I want and what I don't want, which is extremely important, right? So in this particular case, if you want, you can select this. If you don't want, you don't need to select this. But again, it's completely optional. If you select this, you are going to get more of the viral content idea strategies typically. But if you don't want viral ideas around your niche and industry, you just don't select that. and then you just select the tone that you want. I'm gonna just skip on that for now, and then you can select the languages that you want, right? So in this particular case, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna skip on the latest news for now. I'm just gonna select knowledge base for this particular video demo. Now, what it's going to do next is it's going to start doing all the research. It's understanding your knowledge base. It's retrieving all of the data. It's trying to find all of the data. Generally, this process takes anywhere from like 10 to 20 seconds. So as you can see, it's now polishing the hooks, and there you go. We have the ideas, right? While I was just blabbering around. I'm sorry. While I was just blabbering around, it just generated the ideas, right? So as you can see, it has created some nice fresh ideas based on different platforms as well. So it has the capability to understand every single platform, because we keep ensuring that algorithm behind the scene stays updated with the algorithm that each of the platform works and how they work, right? So let's take an example over here. That your social stack should be a deployment pipeline, right? So for example, this is for LinkedIn. And then stop checking 5 dashboard to find out one winning format. Or all of them looks pretty good actually. What I'm going to do is I'm going to select one of the topics over here, and let's go with this one for this particular example. Right now over here, you have the option to kind of like create contents based on each platform. Now, every single platform has got its own customization because every platform works in a different way, right? So for example, when I select X, if your account is non-premium, right? If it's non-premium, then you can only do up to 240 characters. That's it. If it's premium, you can probably go up to like 2000 plus or even higher, but again, it's up to you. And if you want to just cut the entire thing into 5 different tweets with 240 characters, you have the option. It's as simple as that. You can fully customize to your needs and requirements for each platform, right? For LinkedIn, you can again select what kind of characters you want. So in this particular case, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bump it up to like 1200 characters. Generally, I like posting around 1300 characters typically, right? I don't go anything beyond that. And if you want to select rest of the platforms as well, you can do that. You can also write some hints, and you can tell AI agents that, hey, I would like it to be like around this, make it this, make it this. You can be very specific, but again, I'm going to skip in this particular demo, right? And I'm just going to write, that's it. It's again going to take about a good 10-15 seconds to up to 20 seconds, because again, it's now analyzing, it's trying to understand, it's looking for fresh data. It's also looking for some of the viral content that has been out there around the industry. It's polishing all the hooks. It's trying to understand everything. All of the things are done automatically. You don't need to do anything, no crazy prompting, no trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. All of that is very tedious processes, right? And all of that is actually very time consuming. So as you can see, now the content is ready, and let's start with the hook over here. The hook says your social stack is probably missing a deployment pipeline. That's actually a very great hook, right? Most teams still publish through a chain of manual GPU steps, right? Open a platform, copy caption, upload assets, pick a time, repeat for every channel, blah, 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 right? And as you can see over here, boom, auto posting treats publishing like infrastructure. As you can see, it has automatically, very smartly sort of injected the entire brand name at the same time, right? It has understood what the platform does, which is the most critical part. It understands you so very well, and that's the essence of how the knowledge base works. And if you want, you can just apply this to compose, and boom, with just one click, you're back to the compose bar. And that's why I told you we spent a lot of time on improving our compose box, and we are constantly working on improving it further based on feedbacks, based on UI suggestions, UX suggestions, right? We're constantly working on that to ensure that like we make it top of the notch, right? So as you can see, everything is added over here, right? You can see your credits over here. The content is added now. Just select the platform over here, right? Over here, there are a bunch of platforms. I'm just going to clear out everything. I'm just going to write auto posting, right? I'm just going to select this, and I'm just going to hit. So here you go. I'm not actually going to post it live. So here you go. I'm just going to hit the post button, and there you go. The post has just been shipped, right? I'm going to go to the post. As you can see, this has been published. And as you can see, my LinkedIn over here, there you go, the account, and the content is now published over here, right? This is now done. So it's as simple as that. You can do the same with any other platform. You can just click over here, and you will again see like everything that's been done, everything that's been posted, right? You can filter things out based on brands, based on everything, based on different platforms, based on brands. Again, you can filter out and just stay very organized, right? So for example, if I just click on this, so it's showing all of the contents posted on auto posting, X, and LinkedIn, right? Everything that's posted under auto posting, it's showing that if there is any issue, you would also see that which platform failed. Why? Probably because the token had expired over here, so you're going to get an email for that, right? Again, we make it extremely communicative with you, right? And as you can see over here, boom, you get a notification as well that your post has been published, just making it extremely simple for you in terms of how to use your knowledge base, right? Now, one very important feature that I'm going to come down to is persona, but I'm going to cover this probably at the end of the video. And trust me, it's the best thing we have built for you guys, right? It's probably my favorite feature. I've been wanting to build this for almost over 2 years now, right? With version 2, this is something that we have just pushed as beta. I'm going to show you a live demo of it in just a moment, right? But let me walk you through the other parts of the product meanwhile, right? So once it is done, if you just want to generate ideas, you can come up over here. It's pretty much the same process, right? Like you can just select the knowledge base to begin with, or if you just want to brainstorm a new idea, you can do that, right? So for example, I'm just gonna type a new topic. Tell me 5 ways to grow my LinkedIn in 2026. I'm just going to type this, right? Now, again, there are two options. One is just topic brainstorming over here. As you can see, because the knowledge base is not selected, there's another fresh new topic, right? Or latest news. If you want latest news to be around, and if you want to post latest news, you can do that, right? I'm just going to select this. In fact, I'm just going to select latest news in this particular area. So let's go with two options, right? Once this is done, again, it takes about good 10, 15, 20 seconds, right? In this particular case, it might take a little longer because it's trying to now scrape all the data from the web. It's trying to fetch what are the latest news, and more importantly, what are the latest news that's worth sharing. We also try to analyze different social media accounts where a lot of content around this specific topic is being shared, and then we have our own algorithm on the grading system and the scoring system for each of the ideas that's generated. So that always gives you amazing fresh ideas to work upon, and then on the basis of that, you can just go ahead, select one of the ideas that you want, and sort of like make a decision in terms of what do you really want to post, right? So again, as I mentioned, this takes a little longer because it's trying to fetch some live content from the web, and there you go, it's now done. And as you can see, the scores are here, right? And why some of the things are worth it. So as you can see over here, here are the topics that has come by. Here are the news ones, so it will have a clear flash tag of news for the ones that are news, right? So for example, LinkedIn profile content alignment, new authority signal, right? LinkedIn's top format in 2026 polls. So again, it's probably a trending topic right now. LinkedIn's enhanced your post tool remove, right? Right, like a human. So again, it's kind of like funny, right? So again, here are the trending topics, right? You can just pick one of them, and again, just go through the same process as I explained earlier. It's very simple to just create fresh new content, right? It's that simple. So you can just generate ideas from your. Alternately, if you wanna just create a fresh new idea, you can again just go over here and do the same process, right? Again, we have simplified the entire UI and UX for you. Once this is done, you're pretty much all set, right? Your knowledge base is done, your ideas are done. Let's dive into the AI agents, right? Now, I'm going to show you one of the live AI agents, and in terms of how it works, how it operates, how we have been using to automate a lot of our content, the publishing history and everything, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you this live because again, we use our own product. So I'm just going to show you what we eat ourselves, right? So if you don't eat your own bread, then you can't go ahead and sell bread, right? The same bread. So I'm just going to show you that. So as you can see, there are different agents available. One would be just for research purposes, something that, let's say, if you want to keep yourself updated about certain topics, and let AI agents kind of like email you about certain things that's happening in the industry, just select research. It's just going to send you an email. That's all. If you want a deployment agent where it's going to publish, then here what we typically do on our social media is we try to fetch latest news and we publish, right? Here is a very simple prompt that I have written. Research about the latest social media platforms across X, Instagram, LinkedIn, Threads, or YouTube that has happened in the last 24 hours and create contents around them. Only looking for viral news. That's all, right? Selected my brand over here. I'm not selected any sort of knowledge base because I don't want the contents to revolve around Autoposting.ai on these platforms. I want it to be around social media because that generally tends to get a lot more eyeballs, right? Like no one is interested in your brand, right? Everyone is interested in what is Elon Musk doing or what is LinkedIn doing, right? Everyone is interested in that. So you just post that. It's up to you, right? Then you can just select the topic or latest news. It's up to you. If you select topic, it's going to pick from your knowledge base. Otherwise, if you want latest news CPU, I'm going to come on to, again, as I mentioned, I'm going to come on to the persona in just a moment. Meanwhile, you can skip on that, right? You can just connect your accounts. You can also publish images as you want at the same time. Here I have clearly written my writing styles, right? Placed, for example, most found overthink, right, will match this in every post. So again, I have just written down a sort of specific format. It's up to you. And I've selected Twitter and LinkedIn over here. We're soon adding a lot of options for video automations at the same time, but that's going to take some time. But we do have AI clipping that I'm going to walk you through in just a moment. So once this is done, you can just select these accounts. You can customize more settings, right? Like latest news, voices, formats, language, whether your account is premium, whether your account is not premium. You can select all of the options, right? You can automate thread creation. You can literally automate whatever you want, right? The number of characters you want, hashtags, everything can be fully formatted. As you can see over here, daily we publish these contents around 9 a.m. every single day. They go out, right? And then we have also enabled auto publish. So there are two options available. If you are scared what AI is going to publish and you don't fully trust AI, then you can just switch it off. And what it's going to do is it's going to create the content as a draft. You will get an email. All you got to do is just come back to the account and approve the post, and it's going to publish. But if you want AI agents to completely take care of end-to-end work for you, then just switch it on. Again, we have ensured of everything that you can fully customize to your needs, to your requirements. That's something that we have it completely ensured about. So now that this is done, you're all set. And then as you can see over here, there have been like 90 to run. Some of the times you just run out of tokens, right? You'll be able to see and track everything. The last post was completed successfully around 13 hours ago, right? So I'm currently in Indian time zone at the moment. It's almost 10 p.m. for me approximate. So 13 hours is about 9 a.m., which is what you can see, right? You can see all of the contents, how and everything is done, right? The average duration across each of these. So the amount of time it takes to research and things like that, right? So you can see everything, and here are the posts that has been published. You can just go ahead, click on this. It will show you the content, right? It will show you the score as well. You can also just score this post if you want, right? Just to understand how the post has done. It has not done well, so you got to go and just give specific instructions, right? Once you have done that, you're all set in terms of how this content works. So once you've figured out that everything has been set up correctly, then you're pretty much set with AI agents as well, right? Again, as I mentioned, it's very easy to just create a brand new AI agent. Just select these options and you're done. And research is where it will just email you, and publish is where it will generate the content and it will then publish it at the same time, right? So again, you are in complete control. So before I dive into AI clips and AI clipping service and AI carousels, what I'm going to do is I'm also going to walk you through a learning feature, which is a very incredibly powerful feature. So the way this particular feature works is it's going to start the more outcomes, the more content that's generated. It's going to constantly try to learn about what you do, how you do, and based on that, it's going to start improving, right? So we have a self-improving mechanism within the platform where as it starts learning about what you like, what are the ideas you're liking, what are the ideas you're not liking, your accounts are going to start getting further customized by itself. You don't need to do anything. Like you don't need to switch it on or switch it off, or you don't need to do anything. The platform just work on its own. It's improving on its own. It's understanding on its own, right? All you got to do is just completely keep on generating things. And as you can see, right, all of these posts that have been published, it will just constantly keep on scoring things, right? It's that simple, right? So that's about learning. So now I'm gonna go into the clipping service, which is one of my favorite services. So now what we're gonna do next is I'm gonna pull in this specific video, right? It's an interview, as you can see, almost 1 hour long. So AI clipping services works the best when it's a podcast. When it's a long video, that's when you use it, right? Otherwise, it's typically of no use. So what I'm gonna do is I'm simply gonna copy this specific URL, and I'm gonna go back over here. Now I'm simply gonna click on new clip. Once this is done, I'm going to select auto posting, and I'm just going to paste the URL over here. I'm going to write probably Sam Altman interview, right? Again, keeping it very simple. Once this is done, as you can see, it fetched the thumbnail right away, and it's letting you know that what will be the cost for every single video processing. Right, it's going to cost about X amount of credits, and this is going to be the cost per clip. Right, you can select everything, and once all of this is selected and done, right, your pretty much your formats, right? So I'll typically go with 9:16 because these kind of videos works the best with reels. Right, so once this is done, I'm simply going to click on import video. That's it. Now, as you can see, it's going to take a little while. It has started downloading the entire video, so it's about 15% progress right now at the moment. It's depending upon the size of the video and the length of the video and the size of the video. It takes a little bit of time for the video downloading to be completed, right? So as you can see right now, it's about 18% in terms of the video is done. It's about 75%. And once the download is completed, it's going to start processing everything, right? So we're going to transcribe the entire video. We're going to cut short every single video. We're going to detect, we have an auto face detection option. We'll write down all the captions at the same time. So all of this happens behind the scene. You do not need to even touch anything, right? Like that's the best part. Just import, go ahead, make some coffee, grab some coffee, and by the time you're done preparing your coffee, while you're sipping it, it's probably going to be done. So we did make some progress. The video has now been downloaded successfully. Now it's trying to process all the faces through the application, right? So we have an inbuilt face detection feature using our proprietary AI/ML solution that we have built to detect faces. So it's currently working on that, right? It's also trying to detect some of the scenes. Also, it's breaking down the videos. We're also doing the entire transcription. We use 60dB for that as well. So 60dB is an incredibly powerful STD TTS solution out there, great alternative to some of the big platforms at like 1/4 of the cost. So you guys can sort of like go to 60dB and also check that out, right? But meanwhile, I'm just going to wait for this to be completed. And as you can see, the face detection is now completed. Everything is happening right in front of you, right? So it's probably going to take about like another 2 minutes before this entire thing is done. So while this is getting processed, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna head back to one of these videos, and I'm just gonna walk you through while that is getting processed, right? And here you can see that we had this specific video, and in this specific video, there were a lot of different sort of videos that were created, right? So for example, if you you can just click on this and
see what it looks like.
here, as you can see, here is this auto zoom,
what you just announced,
right? Auto zoom
surprisingly,
face got detected, right? Here you can see the transcript at the same time. If you want, you can just translate it at the same time. You can customize the outlook, zoom in, zoom out. You have like complete option, right? It's completely up to you. You can just move to the next one.
This heartbreaking thing. I think it is great that ChatGPT is less of a yes man.
See this, right? Another format. It's up to you. Which format do you want, right?
But as we've been making those changes and talking to users,
so as you can see, here is another format.
The second most question is like, how do I invest in, say, our, but stick with,
right? There's just like a bunch of different formats that's available.
Do you feel like there's something
there's just different formats available. You can pick whatever formats that you like, and the ones that you like, you can just click on render, and you can just click and generate. If you want to find more specific moments, you can just click on it. It's going to end up finding more specific moments for you. And if you have access to the YouTube, you can just publish it from here. If you don't have it, you can just manually upload it or download. And if you don't want to publish it through the platform and directly, you can just download and you can just publish, right? Completely up to you in terms of how you really want to execute it. So that's it with regards to the AI clipping, right? I'm going to come to the carousel now. Carousel is also pretty straightforward. I'm just going to walk you through one of these options just to get started very, very quickly. So as you can see, there's sort of like a Copilot interface. You can just describe what you want over here. And once that is done, it will simply create the carousel for you. Now this carousel can be published as you want, right? As you can see, the entire thing is completely customizable as you want. Just click on it. You can add your logo. You can add your handle over here, right? You can add whatever you want. All of these options are available. You can add your watermark. All of those options are available. You can just go select the designing system. You can just change the designs and everything that you want, right? All those options are available over here, and you can just publish it directly from here, or or you can just export it, right? It's completely up to you. Do you want it as PDF, PNG? Again, if you want any customization, just come in and type in over here, and again, that's pretty much it. And if you want it to be a more template based, then just select template from here, switch to template, and you can just select the templates, right? You can just select like one of the templates. Just be